there, my name is Sela Beckon, the Rabbi from Another Planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. So today is the day after the British election, and one party got a real pummeling, real pummeling in this election. Which, I don't really have much skin in the game at all. I really don't. I don't live in England. I didn't vote for Brexit. I probably would have voted for Brexit just because I distrust authority. I grew up in the in the 80s, which still had reading 2000 AD, which was a very punk rock expression. So I just have this affinity for anarchy and disdain for politicians in general. So yeah, I probably would have voted Brexit had I lived in England. I really don't know, but honestly, I really don't have skin in the game. The only reason I rooted against somebody, not for somebody, I rooted against this guy called Jeremy Corbyn because he is an anti-Semite, and his supporters will go, no, he's not an anti-Semite. He doesn't have a racist bone in his body, but anti-Semitism is something that is a objective thing rather than subjective thing. So his statements, policy positions, and actions have been anti-Semitic his entire career. There's no real way around it. When you are promising taxpayer money to fund a program of racial violence against Jews, as he promised to do, then that's pretty anti-Semitic. It just for your reference, if you want to look up, that's called the Palestinian Authority Martyrs Fund, which is a fund, I think last year before, it gave out $303 million to people who murdered or attacked Jews and had been incarcerated for that. So, sounds pretty anti-Semitic. So a lot of people are pontificating upon the meaning of these results of this election. But far more importantly, the most important question that no one's really asking on mainstream news and media, which is why you come to YouTube, is ask the important questions. How is this going to affect Doctor Who? How is this going to affect Doctor Who? And I can see three possible case scenarios. One of which I like, the other two I dislike. So case scenario number one. So the guy who's getting a real pounding in this election is it's very much the guy in vogue, in favor for the media elites, let's call them, the entertainment industry, pretty much wholeheartedly behind this guy. It's funny, if you watched my video yesterday, there was an interview with Chris Chibnall, the producer of Doctor Who, in Doctor Who magazine, just came out yesterday, in which he said, one of the requirements to work in the writer's room, and having a writer's room was a horrible idea, well, one of the requirements to get a job in the writer's room is to be a good person. A good person. By good person, he means somebody who shares his politics and his ideological view of the world. So let's say you're a person who thinks that, let's say you're Christian, you're probably not a good person. Let's say you believe that abortion, a late-term abortion, it probably involves killing a person. You're probably not a good person, according to, that's the science of it. Let's say you're a person who also follows the science of believing there are two genders and gender is not fluid. You're probably not a good person. Even if you're completely prepared to live with and respect and work with people who don't share your outlook and believe, and for my thing, if you're born a male and you don't want to identify as female, I'll call you a woman. Unless I make a mistake. If you're a guy and you got a beard and you're wearing a dress and you're screaming at me that you're a woman, I'll do my best, okay? I'll try. But if I slip up, I slip up. I'm sorry if you look very mannish or girlish and you try. But I genuinely, I am no problem trying at all. But that doesn't matter. If I don't think the way that Chibnall thinks, I am not a good person, and I think that's pretty clear in what they put on screen. Also clear when they put on screen is they hired a bunch of people without much affection for science fiction or Doctor Who, and went instead for a bunch of political playwrights who shared their political ideology to be good people. So the good people today are not having a good day. What Chibnall calls good people are not having a good day. Today is a very bad day for them because their hero, Jeremy Corbyn didn't just lose an election; he historically destroyed one of the major parties. Yeah. Look, Trump's election was pretty decisive. They hate to say, they want to say it's illegitimate. It was pretty decisive. This was far, far, far more decisive. I was looking at the numbers this morning. So again, and the point is, this guy Jeremy Corbyn is idolized by Chris Chibnall and the people making Doctor Who. Utterly idolized by, and they've been sent a message today that their political views are completely out of step with their viewing public. So I can see one of three things happening. And so the first case scenario is the one I would like. The one I would like most is for the the case scenario I would like the most would be for season 12 to be incredibly an incredible failure, much like Labour is experiencing today. Jeremy Corbyn is like a complete and utter disaster, resulting in Chibnall and Whittaker being fired and a new production team being brought in. That would be because the reason that's my favorite, because I get vindicated, because I truly hated it, and I get vindicated and I get to move on, and we get to hope we're going to get better Doctor Who in the future, and this will be an embarrassing blip that we can forget about. My second favored case scenario is this one, that that they've realized the audience they're not catering to an audience. They've realized that people just don't want to be lectured to, and the things they're lecturing them are deeply unpopular, as evidenced by this election. We in Resolution, a lot of people were very upset that UNIT was disbanded because of Brexit. Brexit being the most awful thing in the universe to Chris Chibnall. I mean, the most awful thing in the universe is Donald Trump. The second most awful thing in the universe is Brexit, and now Brexit is decisively going to happen. So this is a seismically bad day for Chibnall and Whittaker and their entire ilk. So they've been sent a really strong message. So either they're going to go, we really should remember we're doing a populist show to entertain people, and the people do not share our politics and our political lecturing, and get on with doing a good show, and maybe put some of your political opinions in it in the context of a entertaining drama, just as Doctor Who has always done. Again, the maddening thing about season 11 is Doctor Who is replete with classic story after classic story, which is clever political allegories. In the 70s, you had Malcolm Hughes did some fantastic work. And again, but you know what was great about the Poetry Era, which had a really fantastic balance. You had on one side Barry Letts, who would have been a big Corbyn supporter. He was a very big lefty, and you had Terence Dicks, who was much more right wing and conservative. And they worked together, and they respected each other, and they balanced each other out. And that's how, and they produced a show that appealed to everyone. And that's why that interview with Chibnall was so annoying yesterday, because they said, I don't want diversity. I don't want heavy diversity. I just want to have people I like. Which again the show starts. So I'm hoping the first result of this election for Doctor Who might be that they've decided to go, no, we've really got to make things. We got to make something for the people of the country, and the people of the country have decisively spoken. They've rejected their entire political worldview. The second case scenario, which is maybe more likely, is that we'll see exactly the same thing happen in entertainment that happened as soon as Trump was elected, and they go crazy. They lose their mind and they double, triple down, and it's going to be even worse. It's going to be even worse going forward. That could happen. So we got much better or even worse. Third case scenario, nothing. Nothing's going to change whatsoever. This will have no impact whatsoever. So just to be clear, I'm clearly predicting the future. in no way or means can I get it wrong. I'm saying it could be brilliant, it could be awful, or it could be no change. So there you go. That's how you confidently predict the future, by saying anything could happen. Expect the unexpected. Let me know what you think. My name is Svila Beck, and the Rabbi from Another Planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.